Well, back in 2015, as I said, I had really bad arthritis, or I still do have really bad arthritis, and I was bone on bone. And I decided that since I wasn't able to go to the sisters anymore, that I really should do something. And so I went to the doctor, and I got escalated to a specialist and to another specialist, and I ended up at the North Bay Hospital for a test. And the test proved that I could be an immediate recipient of new knees. And so they showed me the procedure and showed me all of the pieces and parts that would be put into me. And so I was prepared to do it because the pain was excruciating. I went to a friend's store, and I went in to see him, and he told me, no man, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't cut open. And my daughter was saying the same thing. Daddy, don't do it. Don't do it. You can heal. And so I had it in my mind that, what, maybe everyone's right. And so this friend of mine, he turned me on to turmeric, and basically suggested that if I was to change my lifestyle a little bit, that I could beat it all, and that turmeric was a big help to do so. And so I tried it like he said, and it worked. It worked like a charm. And in fact, it worked so well that I was able to then concentrate on, well, I could get some sleep, but I could do things again, and I had a little more energy to do them. And I didn't feel defeated. And so another thing was that, I'm overweight, and I've always been overweight. Well, not always, but as long as I can remember, I've been overweight. And I got to thinking about what, 30, 40 pounds of fat looks like. And if you were to try and strap that onto your body and walk around with it, then, my goodness, you'd be wanting to put that down pretty quick. And so I thought that if I was to lose some weight, and if I was to eat healthy, if I was to become conscious about all of these things, that my body would heal. And so that's been my strategy. And when my buddy passed away, I was kind of, grief-stricken about death. And I decided that I would become a vegetarian at that point. I didn't want any bones or blood in my kitchen. I didn't want my hands dirtied. I didn't want anyone else to dirty their hands. I didn't want to pretend that the meat that I was eating wasn't a result of a death. I've eaten a lot of meat in my lifetime, and I've been grateful for it, I guess. But as I got to thinking, in 53 years or whatever, I think I just ate my fair share of steak and everything. And I got to think that, the whole meat industry isn't what it used to be. Actually, agriculture in general isn't the same as it used to be. When I was a kid, you'd drive around and you see the cows, and you go to the farmer and you get some meat. But it's very different now. It's all commercial, and it just I became very, cynical. But also, I didn't want anybody to suffer. I don't want animals to suffer, and their existence is a suffering. And so I didn't want to play into that. I just didn't want that in my system and in my body. And I didn't know for how long. I didn't know what it meant. I had it in my mind that I would remain vegetarian until I didn't. And I didn't know how long that would be. And so anyway, but I had to come to grips with something else during that time. Was that I've been a fisherman all my life, I've been an adventurer. I've relied on the land to provide me food, and there's something to be said for that. I know that the fish in these lakes and the rabbits and the grouse, and I know they live fulfilled and beautiful lives, and so I have an understanding that if I take that life, then that's what I'm doing. I'm taking that life, and so if it's for my sustenance, if it's for me to eat, then I can justify that, because this is nature. It is a dog-eat-dog world kind of thing. It is the rule. It's a circle. But on the same token, I think we're really clever. I learned that lentils had just as much, I don't know, not vitamins, but then they had, what's the word I'm looking for? When you become a vegetarian, everyone says, oh, what are you going to do for your, shit. What's the name of it? That's embarrassing. Oh yeah, protein. So you become a vegetarian. Everyone says, oh my goodness, where are you going to get your protein? Where are you going to get your protein? And so I look to the cows in the field, and they're big and strong. I look to the the bison and the deer and the moose, and where do they get their protein from? Well, they get it from the plants, right? And so I saw this article about the amount of protein that's in lentils and beans, and it's truly astounding. And so I got to thinking that, well, we've really progressed in our knowledge here, that I don't actually need to kill anything to survive. I came to a realization that things didn't have to die so that I could live. It didn't have to be that way. And so, so that was really behind why I became vegetarian, is my desire that nothing should die for me. And but then, of course, back to the fishing. I fish so much. I love fishing. I put my fishing rods away for almost a year, and I didn't eat fish, and I didn't fish. As far as I was concerned, the fishing would be pointless if I wasn't going to keep that fish to eat. Like how silly is that? Certainly I like catch and release, and I salute those people who do catch and release. But if I was a person who didn't want an animal to die for me, then I would also be a person who didn't really want to torment that animal for my own personal pleasure, And so it's something I think about. And I think about the fact that, I have to execute a minnow every time I want to catch a fish. And so there's something kind of, I don't know, it kind of bothers me a little bit. And yet the drive inside that I have is very strong. I am a fisherman. I've been blessed by being a fisherman. Those are tools that the Creator gave me for my life, for sustenance and to eat. And so I recognize that too. And so what I've tried to do is to strike a balance. I guess everyone wants to put a label on you about your food habits. What are you? Are you a vegan? Well, yes, I'm a vegan, except this, that, and this. And I am a vegetarian, except, well, this, and this. I am a pescatarian. Yeah, a pescatarian is someone who eats fish. But even that isn't quite accurate, because the only time I eat fish is when I have the opportunity to go out and fish and catch a fish. I don't go and buy fish in the fish market. I mean, I'm seeing what's happening to our oceans. I can't contribute to that. I don't want to go and get a fish where I don't know where it's come from or what's happened, to get me that fish. That doesn't make any sense to me. But nonetheless, so I eat fish. I catch my fish. I eat my fish. I take great pleasure out in it. I'm very, very grateful for it. There's nothing like a shore lunch, folks.